Hey guys, it's Graham. Just wanted to do an update and kind of let you know about the weekend and also just check in on the FTM group that I was going to on Friday. Sorry the lighting isn't that great. This is my really messy office and it's actually the better lighting of the rooms in the house. I was trying this in other rooms and I don't know, the shadows were really weird and it was just really dark. So I finally settled in here. I think at some point, if I keep doing this video logging thing, I'm going to have to invest in an actual camera that's not just my webcam on the computer because it's just not that great when it comes to light. It takes a whole lot of light for it to register, and it's just something that's kind of annoying. So yeah, so I just want to do an update and kind of check in and let you know how things went this weekend. I got a couple of emails and people were asking me about, what happened on Friday with the Tranz group because I mentioned that I was going to Berkeley to go to the Pacific Center and check out their Tranz group on Friday nights. So yeah, so I went to that, and the people were really nice. The space was nice; they're very welcoming. My only, complaint was that it was all individuals who were male to female. There was nobody there but me who was female to male. So it really wasn't what I was hoping that it would be as far as a place to connect with other trans guys. But, I still respect the place, and, I stayed through the entire thing just to be respectful. Um, and, it was okay. I don't really plan on going back, but if someone is male to female, I would definitely, suggest that they go, because it was a very supportive group of folks. But through YouTube, I actually connected with another guy who lives here in the East Bay, and he recommended the Lou Sullivan Society in San Francisco. And I'd heard of it before, done some research on it, and the next meeting is actually this coming Saturday, the 18th. So I might check that out. I will have to look at the time because a friend of mine is having a birthday party that day and got to see if I can manage to do both or maybe go to the Lou Sullivan meeting for an hour or so and then, skip out. So we'll see because, I really want to find a space where it's predominantly, female to male. And I would really like to meet some other guys and maybe, just get to connect with them and, either learn a little bit more about resources or, just kind of see what's going on. So that was my Friday. I did that, checked that out. Saturday, I ended up going into the Castro with a friend and just kind of hanging out and window shopping. And it's always interesting to me when it's East Bay or San Francisco, but when I go into San Francisco, I pass less and less. I hardly pass at all for a guy. And I think the reason behind that is just because people are so much more gender aware in San Francisco. They're just used to seeing, butch dykes, and, I think that it's just something that maybe not consciously people are just more in tune with. So when I go to San Francisco, I generally don't pass. I am usually called, she, ma'am, that sort of thing. Very rarely do I get sirred in San Francisco. And that was happening yesterday, and my friend Jason, who I was with, he even commented on it, because he'll be with me someplace, when we're back home in Oakland, and it's like, can I help you, sir, that kind of stuff. And pretty much all day yesterday, it was the opposite. And I can't even really blame it on, what I was wearing. I just had on jeans and a hoodie, yesterday. So it's not like I was even wearing anything that was like overtly masculine or overtly feminine. But I really think it's just awareness, in the Bay Area. In the East Bay side, it's kind of a mixture of both. Within a matter of minutes, I might be called sir, I might be called ma'am. It's always interesting, and I like it when I pass, but almost immediately there comes a little bit of a fear for me because usually I'm passing before I talk. And as soon as I say something, then it's like, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. And they get flustered, the clerk or waitress or waiter or whoever it is, right? Or just general person. And it's almost like they get more flustered than I do because I've had this happen my entire life. But yeah, it's a little weird. It's like when I do pass 100%, I always have this fear that the person's going to realize, and then, things are going to get unsafe or strange or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to the day that I can just pass. So, of all the changes on T, I think, I'm hoping that my voice starts to drop, fairly soon. Speaking of tea, I get my second shot tomorrow. So, second shot of tea tomorrow morning. Got to look at my calendar and see when I can go get it. Since I'm still having to go to the injection clinic, it's like I have to take off work to go do it. So I got to figure out if I should do it in the morning or if I should leave work a little early and go. But yeah, I'm happy to have my second shot of tea. Like I said in an earlier video, as far as tea goes, I didn't really notice any, crazy effects or anything outstanding. Everybody, I think, wants to have, this amazing moment of, just feeling something incredibly different. But I didn't really. I'm on a pretty low dose, so maybe it'll increase over time. But I'm just excited to still, be on testosterone, and hopefully, there will come that time in the future where I'll be able to, tell some marketable differences. So anyway, one thing I did want to bring up is you can probably see behind me that I have a whole lot of books. That's just one of my bookshelves. Unfortunately, it's like a crazy mess. Let me move out of the way. But yeah, that's one of my bookshelves. I got a couple more. I actually used to own a bookstore. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and I had a bookstore for a couple of years before I moved here to the Bay Area. So I have a ton of books. Love reading, love books, and I'm always been into reading things with LGBT themes. So when I was in the city yesterday, I picked up a couple of books that I've been hearing about, but I didn't have. Put my glasses back on here. A couple of them. First one is the Testosterone Files by Max Valero. I guess is how you say his last name. So the Testosterone Files by Max Valero, My Hormonal and Social Transformation from Female to Male. And I started reading it. It's good. It's kind of divided up into when he was pre-T and then after he started taking T. And I have to be honest that, I kind of jumped around a little bit because it's like short little essays. And, I automatically wanted to read the stuff after T, but I have to go back and start from the beginning. And, I really want to read this and go through and see what he has to say. It's written very well. I think that Max is a poet and, just a writer in general, so it's very well read, well written. If you have a chance to pick it up, I would. If any of you are in San Francisco, you've probably been to a Different Light bookstore. It's in the Castro, like 18th and Castro. One of the best GLBT bookstores ever. For those of you who don't live here in the area, which are quite a lot of you, look it up online, a Different Light Books, and you can do mail order from them, I believe, and do it via the internet. But definitely one of the best queer bookstores ever. If you get a chance to visit San Francisco, I totally suggest that you go over there and check it out. So the other book that I picked up is the Jameson Green book, Becoming a Visible Man. And this is something I had heard a bunch of guys talking about, and I actually saw Mr. Green speak at an event one time, and he was very dynamic and he was a great speaker. So I picked this up, and I'm looking forward to reading this, and so got some new reading material. So that's about it for right now. I'm getting close to my 10 minutes according to my timer on my computer. So I'll get my second tea shot tomorrow, and I'll do another update. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and take care.